Welcome to Tears for Transformation. I'm your host, Shaun T. And you know what? Today I'm really excited. And before I get started, I want to celebrate my relationship because today we're talking about a relationship. And I want to celebrate my husband, Scott, for being by my side through thick and through thin, and oftentimes through exercise. It is something that's so valuable and important to me to know that my spouse is sometimes working out with me, sometimes working out his own, whether it's to look sexy for me or me to look sexy for him, but ultimately we have a joint goal together, and it is absolutely amazing. So whether you're single or maybe you're just a part of a group, knowing that someone else is out there supporting you in the same way is really, really amazing. And today we're diving into a story that's not just about personal transformation, but about the power of partnership and the journey of wellness. Kelly and Aaron's story exemplifies how mutual support and shared goals can turn individual challenges into a unified triumph. Whether facing personal health issues or injuries, they found strength in each other, proving that the path to wellness is often best walked together. I love that. Let's explore how this dynamic duo turned their health and relationship goals into reality, inspiring us all to look at the supportive figures in our lives. Here's the story of Kelly and Aaron.
We used to use fitness as an escape to get kind of away from our current partners. And so we would find each other at the gym regularly working out. And come to find out, we were both there because we really didn't want to be at home with the other person that we were working out with and or in a relationship with. And it kind of sparked both an interest and a desire. And we really both not only were attracted to that, but it was something that really formed a super tight common bond from the very beginning of our relationship.
When I met him, I was in the height of a really horrible eating disorder, binge eating disorder. I couldn't stop trying to look for different ways to lose weight. And I think I've been on every single diet program under the sun.
We're both on the same page doing this dig deeper workout, but we're still chasing different goals, which I think is great. So we can still be totally involved with the same program, but not pursuing the same things that the other is looking for, which I think is even better for us.
I think that lifting weights now for me and him together, I think that I'm going to continue to do
I love it.
Because I think that, again, it gives us something to look forward to and to do together. It's like, it's something now that we have a passion to do together.
Kelly and Aaron, welcome to the show.
Hey.
So nice to meet you guys. Thank you for being here. And I will say, I love the fact that you're Arizona natives. This is really exciting.
Tucson local.
But before, I usually don't celebrate people's physiques right away, but can you just show me those arms? Because I mean, like, we can't deny them too, you know? But let's have a seat, let's have a chat. So when I got married, the guy who gave my speech at the reception, if you will, it wasn't really a reception. My whole wedding was a show, but that's a whole other situation. He said, when 2 points are destined to meet, nothing can get in its way. So I want to hear about how you guys actually came together, because your story is so powerful, you're so connected, which we'll talk about more. But how did you guys actually find each other? How did the world introduce you to each other?
I got a job at the current company we both work at, and I was kind of like contracted in, so I wasn't an official team member.
Yeah.
But when I got hired, I kind of saw her across the office and had eyes for her, and I was like, who's this? Right? And I'm chatting with my boys at the office.
You seem like you just edited that.
Yeah,
You
no.
were like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I heard it. I heard it.
Yeah,
We keep it real on the show.
And one of my guys said, you don't want to talk to her. She's actually married to a high up manager on the other side of the building. You don't want to be interacting.
Yeah, don't get involved.
Yeah, don't get in that. I said, okay, all right, so just put a pin in that.
Yeah.
And so some time went on, and she got promoted and became kind of a coach of our team, of my department. And so now I was like, now's my chance. Right? Now I can interact. Now I have a reason to talk to her. And so I kind of started chatting her up a little bit, and
What did I say when you chatted me up initially?
yeah, she shut it down right up front. She was like, first of all, she was like, I don't take that
didn't
job for
know
a
it.
few months. I'm not even here to help you yet. Like, you find someone else to help you, right? And but she had no idea of my intentions or kind of what I was reaching out to her for. And as the door opened up, I made it known, and she scheduled our first coach meeting like at the office, and she came over to listen to my sales calls, and she's sitting there, and I had never been more nervous in my life. And she was sitting next to my desk for a whole hour, and I didn't even look at her one time. Oh, just when she sat down next to me, and then I turned around, I was like, focused on my computer. I could barely look at her. I was so nervous. And
I couldn't breathe either. It was like a lightning bolt struck us both. Like
Yeah.
that instant, I knew that that was my person. But we were together with other people, so that was a little tough. But.
Well, I think that is, people immediately frown at that, right? They think like, oh my God, you were somebody, how could you X, Y, and Z? But oftentimes, and there are a lot of people out there that are in relationships that either the relationship is not fruitful for them, they just haven't necessarily broken it off yet. People in the relationships know that we shouldn't be together, we're staying together for X, Y, and Z, but not for the reason that we should, which is we are people. So I'm not here to judge, so that's just to clear that up. So how did you end up getting to a place where, because I think that the meeting place or the connection spot was the actual gym, wasn't it?
yeah, we were both using the gym to escape our current relationships. And so we found a commonality in getting out of the house and focusing our energy on the gym. And that common thread really drew us, I think, closer together. And then once we really started kind of hanging out more and really being together, there was no doubt that it was meant to be, right? All of the similarities, our lives, our entire circle of friends had revolved around each other for literally our entire lives, and we had never met.
Wow.
And so when it came together, it was
We even lived in the same 2 places or 3 places. We worked at the same Applebee's at a different time, and we just never met.
Yeah, just like keep crossing paths. So I want to dive a little deeper into this because there are a lot of people out there who may have been in your or may be in the situation that you were in, where they're not meant to be in a relationship that they are, whether they're married or not. So what steps mentally did you have to take to say, like, I need to get out of this current relationship to make myself free to experience a free and, abundant life?
I need to be healthy.
Yeah, too many people stay too long.
I realized it was more for me and my personal health. I was spending more time combating and dealing with my day-to-day routine instead of living and enjoying what I was doing. And I found myself searching for more reasons to be away from the person I was supposed to be with than being with the person, right? And that's when I realized, like, if I'm telling myself I need more time away from them than I'm with them, it's not healthy for me.
That's a good sign to look forward to.
So it's exactly the same thing. I noticed that I would wake up in the morning and I'd try to get out early. So I not to not be seen, but I don't want to have to deal with it. So I would escape into the gym.
Yeah.
And I think that actually did some mental damage to me because it made me not like the gym.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it made me have like a negative feeling towards the gym and counting food or calories because of my previous relationship.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So you guys work out, you get together, you actually meet in a gym. So because the working out is the through line here, and how working out can really help build a relationship. But it's not just about the movement of the workout. There's also like the support aspect. So I know you were struggling with something that, Aaron was able to help you through. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Well, he helps me every day. Just and seriously, like his support and his love, having a supportive person, for you when you're working out or doing any type of plan is just so important. And I did not have that in the past. I had a partner who was very they had their own insecurities, and it felt like those insecurities would be putting onto me when they weren't happy with themselves. So they are tracking all the time, and they are putting themselves into the gym, and so it felt like I really needed to do that. And I found myself like bringing a food scale to the restaurant, or actually making all of the meals and counting every macro for a meal, meaning counting the flour, counting everything that makes up a meal. So I hit a breaking point, like completely, and just completely binged. Just started eating everything I possibly could.
So how long did you struggle with that, with the binge eating, and how's Aaron helped you along?
Well, he helps me by not tracking. He helps me by being himself.
I eat whatever
We know
I
you can
want.
eat whatever you want. We know, Aaron.
Please, thank you, Shaun. We know.
But the interesting thing is, that is a dynamic that happens a lot in heterosexual relationships, because, oftentimes people don't actually think about the genetic makeup or physiological makeup of a man and a woman. Women just naturally carry more fat, and men naturally carry more muscle. So, you're like, oh, I can eat whatever I want, and then you're like, but I have to.
I look at that piece of pizza.
But I love that there's a little balance here where you're just like, no, like, we're gonna work out together, we're gonna do this, we're gonna eat, like, it's fine. And I think that I'm assuming that that's been beneficial for you.
Well, even the other day we went out to eat, and I chose what I wanted to eat. It wasn't the healthiest thing on the menu, but I'm working out so hard. I'm fine with eating the fries, like you said. I do eat the fries, but my problem is I'm eating the fries every day, and they're becoming a food group. So so that's when you gotta realize that, hey, you might.
I need a little balance.
Yeah, a little balance. Yeah.
But do you feel like that's been really beneficial for you when it comes to binge eating? And
Yes.
The second thing that I'll ask is, how focused mentally are you on eating healthy? I know that might be a weird question.
No, it's a completely valid question. So
Yeah.
right now, I think that the consistency and the habits that we're building around working out, I want to get into the food realm. I think it's actually time, to be honest with you, because the past doesn't define my future.
Yeah.
And I want to fuel my body for these workouts, but I feel like I don't want to get into a spiral where I'm restricting or binging or any of that stuff. So I just roll with it, and it's even hard to press play. It really is every day, but we do it.
I think I had to point out to her that, like, it took us, 16 weeks to see our body do all these changes. Your diet isn't going to be a overnight change, right? Like, if we can gradually make that shift, where I am making more choices, right? I didn't order the tater tots, I ordered the side salad, right? Like, whatever the case may be, as we kind of gradually go, right? It's when she's like, oh, we got to clean the pantry out, we got to clean out the fridge, right? And then it becomes this major
We can't have
undertaking.
any chips in the house.
Right.
Yes, yes.
And again, that's
People
not
do
real.
that. It's
That's
an
not
overhaul.
realistic.
They want to dig deeper, and then they'll just put it all, like, totally all in, and if they mess up one time, then it's out.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's me being able to say to her, like, hey, we didn't get to where we are after the first week, right? And so I'm not willing to just be like, I'm not gonna, I'm only eating, proteins and vegetables and carbs, and I'm gonna manage all of that, because I know for me, if I do that, it could be a trigger for her. But it's not how I've ever lived my life, and so now it's just making more conscious decisions versus I'm all in, it's 100%, I can only eat, fruits and vegetables, and I'm never gonna have a chip or a piece of candy or something. So it's not manageable or sustainable, and so it's me catching her in the moments when she's like, I can't do that. And I'm like, but you can, right? You are choosing to do what you want, right? You earned this, worked hard for it, like, why are we working so hard if we can't enjoy some of that?
I stopped. I mean, so obviously, I do bodybuilding. So I'm on a situation where there are points where I'm like eating massive amounts, and now I'm like slowly cutting down. So, but it's a sport. But I'm a big believer, and actually so is my coach, believe it or not, a big believer in, like, every Sunday I could have, like, if I could eat cheesesteaks, like, he would be like, go ahead, eat a cheesesteak, or go to sushi. There's definitely balance there. And even coming from a health professional and having interviewed so many people who are, really incredible nutritionists or really incredible people who have studied and researched food and ingredients and macros and all these things that really make it beneficial for you. And most of them are really great and really well balanced. There are some out there that are so annoying to me because it's one thing to inspire and motivate people to be like, here's an option for you to get really healthy. But then there are those people that are one-track minded where they feel like everybody in the world has to be like this. Everyone has to eat like this. And it's just annoying. So I just love there's balance here. And like like you said, you can pretty much eat whatever you want, but you're not looking at that as a negative thing. You're like, oh, I'm actually going to attach to that and find balance. And, there was something else that I stopped doing when I'm not in a stage of competing, which is if I have some chips, there's no way the next day or later that day when I go work out, I'm like, well, I'll burn this off later. I don't say that. I think that's one of the worst things people can do when they're on vacation. They're like, well, I'll eat now. I just burn it off when I get back home. I'm like, burn that shit off with happiness.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, burn it off with enjoying the moment. But let's talk about working out together in general. So, what they say, don't put the cart before the horse, but I will. I know you are doing Dig Deeper right now, but what did you do before Dig Deeper, and how did you guys come to be like, oh my gosh, like this is a program we can actually do together?
We came together at the gym, but then we found our own ways of fitness. I hit complete rock bottom and decided to try something new. So I decided to try bar, but I needed more. What you showed me was how to push myself further than I've ever been. But I didn't know that I was needing more. My pants weren't fitting. I was getting a little bit depressed. I didn't know I needed something.
I had seen your old Insanity photos, and I related more to that.
Yeah.
That physique, right? I was like young, athletic, right?
Yeah.
I'm not huge. I'm never gonna be Saji, right? That's not my, my thing. But I saw that and I thought, I know what it used to look like and now what it looks like, so I'm very much interested in that. She didn't have to sell me on your program at all. I was like, yeah, I'm in, let's do it.
I was going to try to sell them because after a couple of times, a couple of friends were coming up to me saying, hey, you're going to do Shaun T's new program? I've never done a Shaun T program. I was like, I don't know. I pressed play on Insanity one time, Shaun.
And you
I was like,
never again.
I know why they call it Insanity.
This is insane. So I did. I pressed play once. So I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. And then I scrolled through again and I saw some of the girls' results. So, and then I was like, wait, let me put this 2 and 2 together. I know he wants to look like you. He wants to be thick. He wants to be big. And I always wanted to be skinny or fit or like, a society, us to be small. So I almost said no, but then I was like, let's see, maybe this is the thing that he'll do with me. Because I've been wanting to work out with him, but just for years, the timing wasn't right.
Yeah.
And I brought him up that video, and the first thing, when I saw him sucked into it, I was like, got him.
Got him. Well, I think what's really interesting about what you said, too, is if we talk about the societal norms that people trap themselves into that box, right? It's like guys want to be big, women should be skinny. And I personally don't believe in that. I mean, there's a desire to have muscle, obviously, as a guy. We want to be strong. That's natural. That's why we have testosterone. And women oftentimes want to feel sexy and, depending on your lifestyle, and it's good. But I just, I try to debunk the theory of, but this is what you should look like, and this is the size you should be. Because I think sexy comes in many different sizes. Like, if you put a bunch of guys in front of me, like, most people would be like, oh, he's gonna pick, like, the guy with the six-pack. I'm probably gonna pick the thicker than a Snicker guy. You know what I'm saying? That's why with my husband, he's now, bodybuilding. He's just starting to cut down for his show. But I'm like, you could have stayed up there for a long time,
Like, I like it.
And I think, it's so funny. I saw this, this kind of quote card on Instagram, and it was a quote card with pictures of guys, and it was this Instagram page for gay guys. But anyway, you guys will get it. So, and it was like, on the left side, it was like a kind of like a huskier, bigger, thicker guy.
Got the dad bod.
Right, a little bit of dad bod with a little bit of extra, fun. And then on the right side was like a really ripped, lean, guy. And then on the left side, it said, what guys want. And then on the right side, it said, what guys want to look like. You know, so I just thought that that was like really interesting because oftentimes like we desire like someone that's like, yeah, they're healthy, they lift weights, but they're not super ripped. But we, because of society, are like, well, I want to be ripped and I want to be that. And so I love the way you look. I think you're like, your muscles are, your body is,
Thank you.
don't worry, I'm gay, it's fine. Like, just, I'm not flirting with her. But like, you look amazing, you know, and I
have a
love
butt
that you,
now.
yeah.
I'm excited. Not that I didn't have, it was pretty flat. I'm like starting to build those little heel digs are working.
That was actually the dovetail to us agreeing to do the program. Is a couple years ago we did a couples photo shoot in San Diego on the beach and had a great time, and it was intimate and it was sexy and it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
And we loved
Super
it, right?
spicy.
We went on vacation, had a good time, hired a photographer while we were out there, and they did all these amazing shots of us, right? And then we said, well, let's do that again. Let's do another photo shoot, but let's get in shape.
Let's do
and
dig
then
deeper.
go do it. And so we decided, all right, well, this will be the program that we do. And so we said, all right, we're gonna do
12 weeks.
We're gonna do 12
That's
weeks.
it. That's all we said first.
And then like week 10, you're like, guess what? We're doing another
90
12
we're
weeks.
doing 12 more weeks.
We're doing another 12
Oh my God,
weeks.
you make fun of my voice like I make fun of other people's voices. I'm always like, but I want to do this. I'm getting a taste of my own medicine right
There
now,
you
and
go.
I'm absolutely fine with it.
For real. So we said, all right, well, we'll push it out till June. That'll be when we go out and do our thing. So
Still the goal.
we just said, all right, let's go another round.
Wait, but how spicy are these photos? And the reason why I asked is because I think that is one of the coolest things, because Scott and I have done that before, just to be like, you know, people do boudoir, like, you know, shoots and it's solo, but when you do it with your spouse, it is like connective. So tell me about that experience.
Well, it's
Tell
not
me what you're excited-
connective when you're laying in the like cold,
Yeah,
No,
the
well-
cold
the ocean, like on
ocean.
the beach.
You
in
gotta
San
find a
Diego.
spot
But
that
it
you
looks
could.
sexy.
The photos are great.
Oh,
the water
yeah.
was freezing.
Well, do it indoors this time.
Yes.
With some good lighting.
We're-
You know what I mean? To see how you can.
So we're actually going to go back out after this second round and do a little vacation and another photo shoot. And then during COVID, we actually got married in our kitchen on Zoom. So we are going to go back and do. We're going to renew our vows. So we're going to go out and
With
do
our
some
dig deeper
venue
buddies.
hunting and kind of do some searching out there while we do the photo shoot, and that'll be like our initial wedding planning, prepping, and then between then and the time we go back out, we'll hopefully have another Shaun T program where we can
Yeah.
look even better in our
I
wedding.
love it.
Oh, he's
Wedding.
coming out with more.
I have more workouts coming. So
He's helping
I'm doing
us.
6 more. I'm shooting 6 more workouts next month. So you'll be good.
We'll
So
be ready.
you know, one of the things I love is that you like to stay close to him and vice versa. And so I really want to dive into this conversation about how working out together as a couple can and does enhance and strengthen your relationships. And I would like to know from each of you, if you can give me 3 things that, you know, you weren't working out together before, you met in the gym, you obviously have a great connection and you love spending time together, but what has working out together, doing the same program, what has it done for your relationship? And just 3 things individually.
Well, it made me like so proud and like of him, and myself. I mean, but seeing him putting in the work and picking up heavier weights, and seeing him when he was, injured, but starting the program and like having no weight, and I'm sitting here crushing like big weight, and I'm proud of you. I really am. Like seriously, I'm also, I mean, obviously sexier.
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's spicier, but it's when we get up together, it's showing like it's the commitment together. But I get to spend time with him in the morning as well. I just there's the feeling of completing something with him. It just was amazing.
Oh, I love that.
And he's my best friend. So
You're gonna make me cry.
he is. It was challenging, and it was a challenge that we completed together. So it brought us closer.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, I love to hear that you say that, because there are a lot of people out there who don't know what they can do to strengthen their relationship. It's not like they're not connected, but they can do something to connect even more. And they don't understand that fitness does bring when you're working out in a room with your spouse that you think is attractive already and their body's getting better, you're like, yo. Anyway, I'll go to you.
Yep.
I don't want to take words out of your mouth.
I mean, I think the thing I would say that the words that come to mind, confidence, right? Like she has never been more confident ever, right? She's like, when we first got together, you know, she wouldn't wear shorts.
No.
Ever. And now, like yesterday, we went out. She's like got shorts on and cowboy boots on. She's looking hot. And I was like,
were short,
you're
too.
super confident. You can tell just by how you dress. And it has nothing to do with anything else other than that, right? You are carrying a level of confidence because you feel good about the work you're putting in.
Yeah.
I would say that. I feel the same way. I feel like I'm now starting to get the results of a body I really have always wanted,
Yeah.
right? I've always been athletic. I've always been skinny. I've always can eat whatever I want, but haven't ever put in the work to really get the fundamentals down and then building on that, right? And so I think that's one of the things, just confidence. I would definitely say attention, right? Like I know when I'm out, I notice all the eyes that turn and look at her, right? Like,
But let
I
me
can
ask you
see
a
it.
question. Like, how do you feel about that? I just
Great.
Me too.
Absolutely fantastic.
I'm like, check him out all you want.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I notice people get mad when someone looks at their spot. I'm like, yo, why you think I got him? Like, look.
I mean, you'd have to cut this hand off and take this home in order for it to get
Oh, the
get
matching
attached,
tats.
right? Like, there's no separation.
I love that. Sorry to cut you off. I
Not at all.
actually really love that.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of her, and like I said, you know, when I see the attention that she gets because how good she looks, it makes me feel fantastic, right? Because I know that's my partner.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, motivated, right? Like, I mean, I'm full of energy now. Like, I mean, we're in our 40s, right? Like, it's like we're empty nesters. Like, what are we getting up for in the morning? And I know for us, like, we got up this morning and drove up here, and I was sitting out there in the lobby, and I said, man, I can tell we didn't work out this morning. My blood's not flowing, my energy level's a little bit lower, and
Pre-workout.
when we don't hit the gym in the morning, my day is different. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, imagine that. You do work out every day and you're fine and your blood is still flowing, but just one day of not working out, you feel that. And while I'm not a fitness bully by any means, that's why I tell people start a workout journey for that reason, even just to make yourself feel better. And even I tell people leave themselves wanting more. Like even if it's just 2 days a week, start out with 2 days a week. Just work out 2 days a week and they'll start to feel, you know, that difference on the days that they don't work out. And that's the thing that I like for people to chase more than a number on the scale, you know?
It connects right to the diet part too, right? Because the more we work out, it's becoming less and less about, oh, I want the junk food, and more about, I need something that will fuel me until I get to the next level. And the cravings for the awful stuff decrease.
It's starting
They
to
actually-
happen. It's starting to happen.
Because I know if I do binge on that, or if I do go all in on that, I'm gonna feel awful later.
I know. Wait,
I'm gonna feel awful later.
Wait, it's so funny. So
It's true.
the other day, so Scott and I, we were in Seattle with with his parents and our kids. I felt really bad for doing this, but we're in a bodybuilding journey, right? And like, I know that feeling, like once you get rid of all of those like little things, like those cravings start to go away and it becomes much easier to stay on point. So Scott was like, he said, Mom, you know, do we have any juice here? And I'm like, Shaun, shut up. Like, don't say anything. Shut up, because you can't be a fitness bully. He's like, yeah, just, you know, I want, you know, do you have any juice? And I'm like, you can't have that.
Oh, no.
And I don't like doing that. But the reason why I did that, I think he kind of was like, get out of here. But the reason why I did that is because I know what he's going to feel like in like 8 weeks. And you just like, I just remember my cravings like completely disappearing. And it helped me get through the end of my prep for my first show. I love you, Scott. Like I wasn't being a fitness bully. I'm looking out for your future. But afterwards, you can thicken back up all you want. But anyway, so, but like speaking to society, again, like I believe in balance and I believe in like, yeah, you should have that glass of wine or you should have the fries. Just the balance of that and being able to be like, oh, like I don't need that. Like I can eat this. This is going to fuel my body. And you probably know, you're in Dig Deeper Nation. You're not, you don't have social media. But even when I came out with Dig Deeper and I was like, eat. I was telling people to eat, fuel your body, eat to fuel your body. And people are like, well, I'm gaining weight. And they just don't understand that like that initial weight gain is not a bunch of sugar and a bunch of beer or like weekend fried food. It is like what your body is using to fuel your body so that you can be stronger. And I know you had that experience. So could you walk me through that?
Oh, yeah. So in the beginning, I can't look at the scale, and I put it to the side because I said to this program, I'm going to give it the 12 weeks, and I'm going to eat to fuel my body. I'm going to give it the 12 weeks. I did gain, I think, like 8 pounds or something over the first couple weeks. And as I was in the community, and some people, they're so scared of gaining that weight. But if I would have stopped after those 2 weeks, I would not have anything that's happening to me right now. So I'm now down like maybe 5 or 6 pounds, but I'm still like right around where I started.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. If I look like this and I was 50 pounds more, I'm fine.
Well, that's the thing that's really interesting is people don't understand body composition, because one of the reasons I created a program and I want people to know about fitness is, and I've put a few pictures up, I'm like, I look like 220 pounds like this, and then I can look like this at 220 pounds. And people don't understand this about that strength. Like, yeah, I could get you to lose weight in a heartbeat, but I can't get you to fuel your body to gain that muscle, because your body's burning more now than it did before you started, because you had the
so
muscle.
much.
Now, if you were to say, hey, like in a month, I could get you to lose like 12 pounds, easy by just changing the way you eat. But I love that you're like, I could have gained 50 as long as I look like this. Because that's the confidence that you were talking about earlier. And I'll say it a million times, nothing looks as good as confidence feels, And so
Muscle is a fountain of youth. You told me that.
Muscle
And
is
I'm
a fountain of youth. That is the conversation. And being able to work together and have the support is actually benefits that. So let's talk about mental health individually. Obviously, we talked about a lot together and how you help fuel each other. What has it done for your mental health individually, even though you didn't have like the binge eating, or you didn't have to struggle through that? What has it done for your mental health?
We have a demanding job. We both work from home, and we're on the phone a lot, talking with a variety of different business owners, helping them with any number of different problems. And so the day can present all kinds of different stressful situations. And so, I mean, I would say it helps me prime my day for sure. Like, it is mentally setting the bar for me to be able to endure. And again, I didn't think I'd work so hard in your workouts, right? Like, I'm in my garage.
Wait,
like,
what?
That's exactly
sweat,
what I...
right?
Are you just like,
literally pouring sweat in the garage?
do you know that I'm sitting in front of you?
Right?
I had no...
But I mean, when I got, like, what's so funny too is I was like, oh, this will get easier as we get stronger. And now the workouts are even harder because I'm lifting heavier weights, right? Like, I'm just working even that much more hard than I was the first time around. And so I don't think that I realized I could work that hard.
Yeah.
Right? And the funny thing was, like, I used to hate leg day. Like, oh, who does leg day, right? Like, that's not for me. Now I'm like, I can't wait to do core. I can't wait to do leg day, because I know that those exercises were actually what helped me recover in my rehab.
Yeah,
right?
and
Getting
it
my
strengthens your mental state. I'm not sure if you've heard it before. You might hear it the longer you go on your journey, where people will see your results and they'll be like, well, you can eat whatever you want. Or, they say these things and you're like, oh, it's easy for you. And you're like,
You didn't see
no.
where I started.
Yeah.
That's why I say in Insanity, I'm like, the stronger you get, the better you'll feel. You'll be stronger, but it's still really tough, you know?
What you see in this moment wasn't the hours and weeks and months of work that got me here. So no, it is hard work. I mean, there's no question. We're in the garage. I mean, we're in Arizona, right? Even at like 5:30 in the morning, it's still
like
85,
90 degrees, yeah.
right? We're in there with the fans on. And the great thing about working out with her is that she is a positivity warrior. She's yelling at the TV, yelling at you in the garage.
I'm giving you a high five.
High-fiving me. She's clapping when we're finished, right? Like, it's motivating, right? And again, it's just the environment, right? Having somebody there that can cheer you on, looks out for me if my form is off a little bit, right? Like, I mean.
And what has it done for your mental health?
Just a whole lot it's done for my mental health. I had no idea I was capable of doing this. I had no idea. And like pushing myself I thought that 30-minute workout was like the max I should do, right?
Yeah.
And so that's all I was doing for years. And so to press play on a hard workout like that for even 45 minutes, to me, was like a complete challenge. And but I did it, and we continued to do it. But the cardio, I think, was for me. When you put it on there as a maybe you should do it, I didn't do it.
But
Just being honest.
mandatory.
When you made it mandatory, so I did the cut max. I said to myself, I'm going
We've
all
been doing
in.
that. Yeah, we're on week
Ooh.
4.
I'm
You're
going
in it.
I'm in it. But I'm in it because I spent 12 weeks and I said, if I can do this, I trust Shaun. I trust that Shaun is going to program the right program for me to get the results I'm looking for, and I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And so I trusted you, and I'm glad I did because I'm still going, and I don't want to say it.
No, say
I'm
whatever.
starting to like cardio. I think it's because of that max 30. I think that, yes, I maxed out so fast, but I kept going. I did the whole thing. And the next time I did it again, it was better. But that's another problem of mine is repeating workouts. I would not, and if you're out there and you are not about repeating workouts, that's where you get the results.
People have gotten into this mindset of like, I want a different workout every day. I'm like, okay, well, go do that. But if you do the way I set it up, your muscles are going to get stronger. They're going to get bigger. You're going to see progress because you're doing the same thing over and over again, which is creating consistency for your mind and consistency for your body. And I'm really happy that it's helped both of your mental health and your confidence just to be strong, and opening your mind up. That cardio can be good too. So outside of each other, I know you're a part of Dig Deeper Nation, and how has the community aspect been for you?
So I try to share the community with him as much as I can. I try to scroll through because he isn't on social media, and it's been the Dig Deeper Nation, I have to say, has been probably my favorite thing about Dig Deeper. Not to say not the program. I think I was in another group, and I won't mention any of the names or anything, but I posted my bikini progress pictures and my before pictures, and someone tore them up and said that I was fat and I had a fat butt, and it was horrible. And when I went to the Dig Deeper Nation, I actually posted similar pictures, and I even put on the bottom, please don't make fun of me. And everyone embraced me. I have so many friends in there. I actually have a really good partner for the cut, Max, because I'm posting on my pictures and I see them, I'm commenting on them, and I've made a lot of friends just by they're doing the same workout, and it's been that has motivated me, I think, the most, and then I in turn can motivate him. Because if one of us isn't motivating the other, we could both go down,
Yeah.
Very easily. So yes, I'd say the Dig Deeper Nation, just posting in there, it's keeping me accountable, but the friends that I made, and you posting in there too, I like that. I was like, he liked my post.
Yeah,
What?
I love it. I just think it's great because there are just so many different kinds of people, and I just think that, when I was a kid, my grandmother was telling me how smiling is a universal language. You can go to anywhere in the world, and if you smile at someone, they, it's a way to communicate on how you feel. And I feel that it's the same with fitness. When you go to a lot of places, I go to gyms all over the world. Literally everywhere I go to a different gym. I try to find something different, and it's just, you just meet people because it's just something you understand, and I think, and I like to keep my groups, you two are positivity warriors. My groups, we don't play that. You act crazy in there if you're being negative.
Yeah.
Which is something you can do on social media. You can block people, but in my groups, I'm like, no. Because I hate bullying, I hate being rude. I don't care whether you want to gain muscle, whether you need to lose 500 pounds. I'm like, we're going to be in this together because that's the reason to be here.
So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to work on it, and I'm trying to get fit, and this is my before picture. But of course, you click on their little bubble and they don't even have a picture.
Of course.
Yes,
exactly.
It's like, well, who are you to be judging someone else?
I want to finish this out with
Yes.
you both just giving couples at home, some tips on how to stay connected, stay with each other, whether it's fitness or not.
I think our situation's unique. I mean, we work together at home. We live together all the time, at home, right? We work out together. Like, I mean, we are best friends.
We haven't killed each other.
We haven't killed each other.
No, we
I
love
do
each
not want
other
to see
so
you
much.
on a true crime show, please.
And I would say, I mean, so the one thing I would point out, right, like having heard her prior stories and like how other people have communicated their thoughts about her fitness journey to her, I think the one thing I would say is that like, I am the last person to ever judge anyone, right? I am not here to critique you or give you any type of feedback that might make you feel any certain type of way, right? And anything she does, no matter what she decides to do, I'm gonna back her on it. I guess that would be the one thing, right? Like I'm always here to support her. You know, whether she's right or wrong, right? Or whether she does it good or not, right? I don't care, right? She's happy, you can tell she's beaming, she's glowing. It's not my place to put any of my own insecurities on her, right? If I'm not feeling fit or if I'm not feeling good, it's not my place to put that on her. And however she's feeling, it's my place to help her elevate that. So that's what I would say, just as a couple, right? Be supportive, no matter what they're doing.
For me, I think what has helped us and what's, I think, the key to our relationship, honestly, is not having any expectations, having only appreciation.
Ooh, 100%.
That's really powerful.
Yeah, so just like not expecting him to do stuff, appreciate him for who he is and what he does do. And so my last relationships is all expectations and you should do this and should all over yourself. But this one is a lot better than that.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you sharing your story. I'm so happy you found your best friend eventually, even though Applebee's didn't help you out.
No.
Kiss some frogs along the way.
Yeah, we did.
No, here and there. But I really appreciate it, and stay positive and keep going. And I would love if you posted a spicy picture, not too spicy, but when you do your photo shoot, take one for the Dig Deeper Nation so we can see
We already are. We're gonna
on
do
the goal
some.
list.
Yeah, and we're
Okay.
gonna recreate some. So I'll put some of the pre pictures up there, the before pictures, and then you'll see the spicy afters.
We'll celebrate you both.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I love inspiration. I love when couples come together to be the best unity that they can be. And when we come back, we're gonna learn about some teachable moments and teachable things that you can use to help you individually or you in your relationship. We'll be right back. As we've seen from Kelly and Aaron's journey, embarking on a new fitness regimen together isn't just about getting in shape. It's about strengthening your relationship. And, as I'm sure you've guessed, there are psychological and emotional benefits of sharing your health and fitness goals with your partner and how this commitment can transform your lives both individually and as a couple. And the list of benefits goes on. Boosting mood and relationship satisfaction. Let's talk about that. Exercising together not only elevates your mood during the activity, but also enhances your overall relationship satisfaction. This positive mood boost carries over into daily life, contributing to a happier, healthier relationship dynamic. Let's talk about deepening emotional connections. Participating in synchronized exercises, such as jogging or lifting weights together, increases nonverbal matching and empathy, fostering a deeper bond between you and your partner. On to overcoming challenges together, support and motivation. Having a partner by your side during workouts provides essential motivation and support, helping both of you stick to your fitness goals even when challenges arise. Commitment to shared goals. Studies have found that couples who exercise together are more likely to stay committed to their fitness goals, enhancing both their personal health and their partnership. Studies have also shown that training just 2 times a week with a partner had a 78% increase on exercise levels after 18 months. Now, you might think that's long, but as you heard Aaron say, like, nothing's gonna happen overnight. And I'll say again and again, when it comes to mental health, physical health, and overall well-being, time is your best friend. On to enhance relationship satisfaction. Couples engaging in joint fitness activities report higher levels of satisfaction within their relationship, thanks to shared experiences and achievements, and improved overall health, which I find to be the most important. Regular exercise with your partner not only improves your physical health, but also contributes to emotional well-being, reducing stress and strengthening your relationship. Kelly and Aaron's story has shown us that when couples align their fitness journeys and dig deep together, they don't just transform their bodies, they transform their relationships. As we wrap up this episode, let's reflect on the powerful message Kelly and Aaron have shared with us. Their journey shows us how transformation can be a shared path, filled with challenges, but richer and more rewarding with an amazing partner by your side. They've shown us that together, no obstacle is too great and no goal is out of reach. Having not only a significant other, but people around you who uplift and support your life's goals is so important. And we have Kelly and Aaron to show for it. To everyone watching, remember, the support you give and receive is vital to overcoming obstacles, whether in fitness or in life, and this shared path leads to better health, deeper connection, and greater joy together. Keep pushing forward and build not just a stronger you, but a stronger us. My name is Shaun T. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.